Hello everyone. Today we are going to study some of the applications of Biot-Savart law. In our earlier videos, we have seen what is Biot-Savart law and we derived the equation for Biot-Savart law also. So here in this video, we are going to study three of the application of Biot-Savart law, that is circular coil, straight conductor and solenoid. So let us start. First of all, we'll go for circular coil. So here, let us consider a coil in the form of complete circle. Let I be the current supplied in a clockwise direction, which will give overall magnetic field away from the observer, which is at O. Let us consider a very small portion, say dl, this much, say dl. This here we have seen this part as dl, then this to this part as dl, this part as dl. These are small parts and each part is denoted by del L or dl, we can say. And we have considered from O to dl r, that is the radius we had drawn to this circle. Then according to the Biot-Savart law, small magnetic field dB is expressed as dB is directly proportional to K into I into dl into sin theta upon r square, where theta is the angle between dl and r. The angle between dl and r is always equal to 90 degree. So we are going to substitute this theta as 90 and the equation becomes dB is directly proportional to K I dl sin theta sin 90 upon r square, and sin 90 will be will be 1. So the equation can be dB is directly proportional to Ki dl by r square, isn't it? So we can say the overall magnetic field, this we have considered only dB, and the overall magnetic field will be denoted by B, which is nothing but integration of this dB. So the further equation will be overall magnetic field will be equal to the sum of all these small magnetic field. That's why B is equal to integration of dB. So dB is Ki dl by r square, and when we integrate this, K is constant, I is constant, even R is constant. So Ki by r square into integral dl. Now this dl, integral dl is nothing but it is due to the circle. We have considered a circular coil. So it is nothing but its circumference is 2 pi r. So the limits for dl will be 0 to 2 pi r. So this B is equal to Ki by r square integral 0 to 2 pi r into dl, and when these limits are applied to it, Ki by r square is 1 times 0 lower limits and 2 pi r is the upper limit. So when we simplify this equation, the equation becomes B is equal to Ki by r square into 2 pi r, which is nothing but B is equal to K times 2 pi I by r, and K is mu 0 by 4 pi. So substituting the value of K will be mu 0 by 4 pi 2 pi into I upon R, and when we simplify this equation, we'll get B is equal to mu 0 by 2R into I. And suppose we'll consider that if the number of coil is more than 1, then we consider, say, n number of coils are there, then the equation becomes B is equal to mu 0 by 2R into n into I. So this is the equation for magnetic field for a circular coil. Now let us apply this Biot-Savart law to the straight conductor. Let us consider a straight conductor. Okay. Straight conductor, or what we can say is wire. Okay. We have considered a wire. And from this wire, we are going to find out the magnetic field of this wire. From this wire, we are going to consider a point P, okay, which is close to this conductor and at a distance of A. This is the conductor AQ and P is the point at a distance A from a conductor. Okay. Let us consider a small portion of length del L or dl, we can say, this portion. Okay, this is the portion dl, that is the small portion of the conductor. Then the distance from this point is r. We have considered this dl, and from this point to P, the distance is taken to be r. Therefore, this magnetic field at this point, due to the small length dl, will be given by dB is equal to Ki dl sine theta by r square. And from where did we get this? This is from the Biot-Savart law. Now, in this, we are going to consider a triangle where we have CPQ. Let us see CPQ. Okay, angle CPQ, this angle. Okay, and we have taken this angle as alpha. Okay, this angle is taken as alpha. So the angle BAD, okay, angle BAD, this BAD, here we have D, okay, and from where this we got, we have considered this as a straight conductor. We had considered this dl as a small element of the conductor. We have considered this point P, which is close to the conductor at a distance A. Okay, what we had done to find out the magnitude, magnetic field due to this whole wire is nothing but adding this dl, isn't it? If we have considered this dl, means this whole conductor is sum of all dl. So what we have done, we have divided these parts. Okay, and what we have done, we have mentioned this point somewhere here B, somewhere here we have C, and we have drawn a perpendicular over here at D. Okay, and all these things are done over here to try to find out the magnetic field of this straight conductor, and we are simply making the small parts of a long straight conductor in parts of dl, and that's why we have taken this angle CPQ as alpha. So due to which this angle BAD is taken as theta, and since BAD is equal to theta, BCP, this BCP is also equal to BCP is also equal to theta. Okay. Now we'll consider a triangle BAD. BAD. Okay. And we'll take out the sine of BAD, that is sine of theta, and that sine of theta will be BD by AB. Okay. So AB sine theta is equal to BD. And what is AB? AB is nothing but DL, that is the small part of the conductor, straight wire. Okay, so DL sine theta is equal to BD. Similarly, if we consider a triangle BDP, that is in triangle BDP, angle BPD is equal to BD by P. Okay, so sine D alpha is equal to BD by BP. Again, since DL, that is BD, is very small, and B and C are also lies very together. We have we could see some distance over here, but since we are dealing with a very small parts, that is DL, these parts are very small. So what we can say, B and C are also very close together, and that's why this distance AP or BP or CP, they will be more or less R. Okay, so sine D alpha is equal to D alpha. So D alpha will be BD by R, and therefore we can say RD alpha is equal to BD. Now we have two equations, that is equation 1, which is DL sine theta is equal to BD, and this equation 2, that is RD alpha is equal to BD. In both the terms we have BD one side, so our equation turns to be DL sine theta is equal to RD alpha. Okay, now we are going to simplify this equation. So let us see what we are going to do. This we have dB Ki dl sine theta by r square where dB is nothing but, if we consider this theta as to be around 90 degree, then this sine theta will be 1 and dB will be Ki d alpha by r. So this triangle CPQ will give you cos of CPQ is equal to PQ by CP. Here we have CPQ. So cos of alpha is equal to PQ by CP and cos alpha is equal to A by R. Okay, this is A and this distance, since AP is nearly equal to BP is nearly equal to CP, which is nearly equal to R. So cos alpha is equal to A by R. So cos alpha by A is nothing but 1 by R. Okay, so we are going to substitute this 1 by R as cos alpha by A. So equation turns to be Ki cos alpha by A into D alpha. Okay. Then we'll By applying the limits upper and lower, we can have this equation, and this is the expression for the magnetic field at a certain point due to a straight conductor of finite length at a distance a, such that the angles formed at the two ends alpha 1 and alpha 2. So this is the equation for straight conductor. Let us see the another application of Biot-Savart law, that is how to find out the magnetic field in a solenoid. So for this, we have this figure of a solenoid, and it represents a linear cross section of a solenoid whose coiling is such that it has n number of coils per unit length. Let this point P be a point where magnetic field due to the whole solenoid is to be determined. For this, let a small length dx, this dx is considered, and it is represented as AB. This solenoid considered first, and the magnetic field at P due to the coil within this length be determined first. Okay, so let us start. The magnetic field due to one circular coil at a certain distance x from the point P can be given as 2 pi Ki r square by r square plus x square to the power 3 by 2. Here the term r square plus x square is equal to r square denotes the square of the distance of a point P from each point of the circumference of that single coil. The number of coils present in dx length is equal to n dx. Okay, so the magnetic field can be written as B n dx is equal to 2 pi Ki r square upon r square plus x square to the power 3 by 2 into n into dx. Okay. Now, if we compared to the magnetic field exerted by the whole solenoid, this magnetic field is very small. So it is denoted by dB n dx is equal to 2 pi Ki r square upon r square plus x square to the power 3 by 2 into n into dx. Okay. So here in this what we can say, this magnetic field given by this coil present in this dx, okay, or we can say n dx, means number of coils we have added in that is n dx, number of coil. Then it is given by this dBn, okay, dBn dx. Let consider P is connected to A and B as well as C, where C is in the center of A and B. So at that time, if we consider angle CPQ. CPQ. This is represented by phi. Then BCP, this BCP will be represented by phi. Therefore, this BQP will be, if we join this, it will again comes out to be phi. Okay, BQP. Similarly, BPA, that is BPA, this BPA denotes the small variation in phi. It will be also near about phi. Okay. So BPA, we have taken d phi. It is a little bit smaller than phi. That's why we have taken this as d phi. Okay. So when we consider here, what we have done then? We have drawn a perpendicular from B to AP at point, and this point is denoted by D. Okay, so this BAD, if we consider this triangle BAD, sin phi is equal to BD by AB. Therefore, AB sin phi is equal to BD. So sin phi dx is equal to BD. See here, AB is what? AB we have taken dx. So this is our equation number 1. Now, if we consider a triangle BDP, that is BDP, then sin d phi, this angle, small angle, this sin d phi is again BD by BP. So therefore BP sin d phi is equal to BD, and CP is equal to BP which is equal to CP and which is nearly equal to R. This distance we have taken R. Okay. BP, this is BP around CP, and this AP, which is exactly similar in case of earlier case, that is straight conductor. So this distance we have taken as R. So d phi is also a very small angle. So sin d phi is equal to d phi. Therefore R d phi is equal to BD. And here we have R d phi is equal to BD. And in earlier case we have one more equation in terms of BD. So that was BP sin d phi is equal to BD. So that when we combine the two equations, we'll get sin phi dx is equal to RD phi. So from this we can have dx is equal to RD phi by sin phi. So let us substitute the value of this dx in the earlier equation of magnetic field, and we can get the equation as 2 pi ki r square n upon r square plus x square to the power 3 by 2 into r d phi by sin phi. Here we are going to substitute this r square plus x square by r square, and when we substitute this as r square, this comes out to be r cube. Okay, so the equation becomes 2 pi ki n sin phi square d phi by sin phi. Since this r square we have taken, and this r, so that comes out to be r cube. Here we have a capital R, but this r is the two, since this x is very small, so we can write this capital R square is equal to small r square. So the equation becomes like this. Here, this equation can be represented as dB and dx is equal to 2 pi kni sin phi d phi. Therefore, B is equal to integral dB and dx. And when we take the integration of this equation by simply substituting the limits phi 1 to phi 2, we'll get the equation as B is equal to 2 pi kni cos phi 1 minus cos phi 2. Actually, this solenoid is designed in such a way that the radius is very small as compared to that of the length. This is the basic thing about the solenoid, that the length of this solenoid is very long as compared to its radius. So in such a case, phi 1 and phi 2 will range from minimum 0 to maximum 180 degree. So that's why we'll substitute the value of phi 1 and phi 2, that is 0 degree to 180 degree. So this becomes cos 0 will be minus and cos 180 will be minus 1. So this will be simply twice, and the equation becomes B is equal to 4 pi kni, where k is equal to mu 0 by 4 pi, and when we substitute this value, we'll get the equation as B is equal to mu 0 n into I. So this is the equation for solenoid which is obtained from the Biot-Savart law. With this, I stop here. Thank you.